Darren, in the end, not so close for you guys, beaten by England's better use of the DRS?
Well, the better team won, simple as that. We've got to get better at using it. That's as simple as it gets for us as a team. I think most of the batters will get it right most of the time. But certainly bowling, we've got to get better, we know that. And a better way of using it.
Dan.
Darren, over your years, what have you learned about rebounding from close defeats? What's most important to move on from?
Oh, obviously take the positive out of the game. It was a fantastic game of cricket for everyone to watch. It would have been nice to get the other runs, but we didn't get them, so we've got to bounce back quickly and come Thursday play a good brand of cricket again and nice attacking brand. And look, I think there's a lot of positives for us out of that game. So moving forward, no dramas from getting the lads ready. Have a day or an afternoon off and get down London and away we go again.
Darren, do you feel like in many ways you've given England a bit of a bloody nose in that game, that they'll still go away thinking about Finn and their stuff in particular, those pressure on those players?
Yeah, we're going to keep punching, aren't we? Shouldn't use that. Sorry, I do apologise for that. That was a slip out, but no, we'll keep going. Sorry, look, yeah, we'll just keep coming back at them all the time. Look, I think we've shown enough that this is going to be a really close series, and we've just got to capture those key moments. And I think if you look back in the game, we've certainly got to bat better as a top order, and that's probably the key. We're going to bowl very well, and we know we can control their batters. It's a case of actually making more runs.
Darren, not related to your phrase last question, if David want to stay with the team?
No, he's going to Zimbabwe still doing the same path. He's got to get some runs, and yep, we're still going that way. Yep.
Can you just explain the timeline of that, when Dave goes and when he sort of plays first game?
Yeah, so he goes tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Actually, Matty's probably going to ask that question. But he's got a 3-day game within 2 days, and then plays a 4-day game and gets back about the second day of the tour game, I think it is, roughly, at a rough guess.
Is it a bit disappointing or frustrating for you guys that you have to fly someone all the way to Africa just to play cricket? I mean, was there a way of him playing a county game in these conditions or another option?
I'm sure the ECB would love that, wouldn't they? Letting us use our tour party to play county cricket. I don't think that'll happen. So, that's the whole reason the A-Tour was on, to make sure if blokes weren't playing, we could to and from. So I think that's an excellent idea. And it's only an hour time difference, so it works well for us.
Darren, how do you see Ed's position on giving, I guess, the shots that he played in those situations and had a pretty tough game?
Yeah, tough game. Yeah. Look, like everyone's position, you've got to make runs and perform. So we'll sit down as a selection panel the next couple of days and work out what we think is the best 11 to play the next test match and work from there. So, like everyone, they've got to make runs.
Yeah, I think one of the players has already said about punching above their weight, so I think you don't have to worry about that. That came out first. Just on the way that you performed in this test match, it must give you and the whole squad great heart for what comes up, that you can really push England and stand a really good chance of winning the Ashes.
Yeah, we're ready to push them each every test match and win some. We want to start winning cricket games on a consistent level. That's the key for us. The tight ones hurt, they obviously do, but you've got to move on. We can't control what's just happened. What we can control is how we act and perform in the next test match. And we've got a lot of areas we can improve on. And once we get that, we've got an experienced side with a lot of youth in there. They'll get some game time and they'll learn the game and keep building on that, and that's a good thing for us.
I'm not stating to your influence in the selection of Ashton Agar, and will you even shock yourself by what you did in this match?
Well, I hope I have some influence being a selector, but the selection panel just went down that path. I thought his bowling was very good in the second innings, and that was the prime reason he was picked. Obviously, the batting was an added bonus, if that makes sense. So, from my point of view, he got a tick. Whether he plays the next Test match or not is another thing.
Yeah. Come on.
You bat through? Where do you want him batting now? You want him up the order?
Well, given that you were 9 for 107 in the first innings, you've got a bit of work to do with the other players, haven't you?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, full stop. The thing for us is actually getting our batting right and our top order right and making runs. So our tail has done really well over a period of time now, but it's time for the batters to make sure they're making the runs and giving the tail a bit more time, if that makes sense. I think they only batted for 64 overs in the first innings and 110 today, roughly. we've got to be reversing that about, batting for 120 overs plus in the first innings of a game and making our runs in.
Darren, have you sort of been able to seek, or will you seek any feedback or explanation from Stuart Broad decision? That,
Oh, no, it's dealt with as far as I'm concerned, so we just move on and get on with it.
How can the system be improved, do you think, to get rid of those howls?
Look, the DRS has improved in decision-making process, so look, both sides have the same issues. It's improved as I said, the decision-making process, and it's gone up. So, we've got to get better at using it. Basically, I think that's our thing. I can't worry about what's happened. We can only worry about getting better at using it at the right times and making sure we're getting it right from behind the stumps and the bowlers and the captain.
Do you think the umpires in that instance could use more common sense?
Oh, look, everyone makes mistakes. I make plenty. So it's a tough job on the field and off the field. It's just the way it goes.
Darren, you've got a very short turnaround between this test and the next. Any thoughts to... You've got some very good fast bowlers who weren't used here. Thinking of bringing any of those guys in?
Yeah, any one of those 18 can play come Thursday. 17 I can say. Thanks, Malcolm. Again, we'll look at conditions and work out the best way to get 20 wickets. And if it's the current guys that got 20 wickets, then so be it. If it's not, then so be it as well.
When the dust settles on the game and you look back on the sort of frenetic nature of it, do you think you get the sense that the teams are as evenly matched as the results suggest, or do you feel that maybe your team exceeded expectations, whereas England has played below where they're capable of playing? How do you see the gap really?
I think they're quite close, a lot closer than people give them credit for, both sides. So the key for us is to make sure we're playing better, if that makes sense. I still don't think we've performed at the level we want to perform at. So if we do that, then we'll be good enough. Yes? No, you're right.
No, I was just going to say that the fact that you've got perhaps so many areas to improve, i.e. you mentioned the top order scoring the runs and not relying on 9-10 jack, do you think that gives you enough room to then overtake England?
Yeah, I think it's the same for both sides, isn't it? To be perfectly honest, their batting was okay in the second innings, but I just thought we missed the chance probably in the first innings with our top order. I know the conditions were tough, but we had to get through that, and then the second day would have been a lot easier. So they're the areas we can improve on. That's all we can worry about. I can't worry about England too much, to be perfectly honest. I just got to worry about us and doing our things well.
Darren, it's apparent you're going to be playing on very dry decks. Is there any thoughts already that you might play two spinners?
Yeah, there's been talk about it. And again, until we see conditions, it's hard to say whether you're going with a batter or not and play 5 bowlers. I'm not worried about that. We just pick the best way to get 20 wickets. That's the key. We know we're going to get 20 to win the Test match, and we did it here and just missed out. We've got to back it up and do it again at Lord's. So if we think 2 spinners is the right way to go, we'll do that.
And just to follow up on that as well, you were very aggressive against Graham Swan as well. Is that the batsmen just doing that off their own bat, or have you got a plan? I'm sure you'll announce it to England, obviously, but have you got a plan to go up?
I think we're going to play an aggressive brand, and whoever's bowling, for example, we're going to be better at playing probably Jimmy Anderson, for example. But I thought we played Swan reasonably well, better in the second innings than we did in the first. So, again, little areas we've got to get better at.
Darren, how much in terms of the batting are there things that can be tweaked, I guess technically in series, or is it just a matter of making sure the players' heads are clear and then playing their way?
Probably a bit of both, to be fair. I don't like tinkering with techniques too much, to be fair, as a coach. It's more a case of getting a game style you want them to play to particular bowlers, and if they do that and play in certain areas that you want them to play in, then we're going to be okay. So from my point of view as a coach, it's more about managing them and what they're thinking and how they're going to play in certain situations the best you possibly can. When you've got time, but you've got to remember I've been in this job 2.5-3 weeks, so for me it's a case of just doing little bits and pieces at a time.
Are there parts in the game that you sort of can look back on now where that did happen and other times that it did?
Yeah.
Just with Ed, Darren, the 2 shots that he got out to, I suppose, was a bit unlike Ed. He's usually quite patient, all that kind of thing. Is there anything
do you think impacted that in his mindset? You know, is he frustrated or feeling under pressure or anything like that?
Oh, I hope not, because at the end of the day we've told Ed how we want him to play and how we want him to bat, and that certainly hasn't changed from when he first came in the side. I would think, having not known what's happened or been said before, we picked him to do a role, and yeah, he'll be disappointed with the shots. So are we. That's just part and parcel of what we're about. We're trying to learn and get better, and I'm sure he'll get better at that as well.
Does Shane Watson still have a nibble? And start with that.
I don't know the answer to that question, but he seems all right, and he bowled 15 overs, so
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest, you have to speak to the medical staff about that one, but I expect him to bowl in Lords, and he seemed to pull up all right, and he was fine today. So
his contribution with the bowling this game was really important, wasn't it? Just throwing things up. And
Yeah.
You're starting to get sort of what you want from him.
very much so. We want him bowling as much as possible. Within reason. We understand the issues that have happened in the past, but I think Shane Watson bowling is a very valuable asset to our side. We've got all of a sudden 5 bowlers, England have only got 4, although Joe Root got a wicket. So they've got 4 1/4.
Darren, I think you're trying to install an area of being more relaxed and enjoy the players enjoying their cricket more.
Mm?
How relaxed and enjoyable was that last hour today?
No, that was tense, wasn't it? It was tense Test match cricket. That's why the players play the game. It's probably worse for us sitting back watching, to be perfectly honest. It's a lot easier for the guys out there, the fielders and the batters, to be perfectly honest. So for us, it's always tense. But try and relax at the right times is our motto. We want to have fun. It's a game of cricket. I mean, I look at, after the game last night, I spoke to one of my great mates, Jason Gillespie, who lost his father yesterday. And that puts things in a bit of perspective. So we're playing a game. Yes, it's a big following, it's a big Ashes series, but as we talk about all the time, there's a bit more important things that go on in the game of cricket. So we'd like to relax and be quite comfortable around everyone, and hopefully the guys have been really respectful of you guys and helpful. That's the big thing for us. But when we play our cricket, we want to play it hard but fair. So there's a lot of other things outside.
Especially, I heard you spend the last half hour of the match, and you're watching the shot now. Did you watch happily, or you watch at the corner of your eye?
No, I watch every ball. Yeah, I'm not too bad when we're batting at the start, because you've got 10 wickets, a bit of time to chill out. Although when you lose a few wickets in clumps, you get back out and watch. So it's quite tense for everyone, the players and support staff. But it's good, it's exciting. Yeah, you have a smile, even though I probably wasn't smiling too many times today. You still have a smile inside and love what you're doing.